Winter is a pretty big deal for our wildlife friends. The temperatures drop so rapidly that our littlest creatures must struggle to keep warm, and the bigger ones must find enough food to get through the night. Cold weather drains animals' energy supplies by sucking away their body heat. To conquer the cold, animals evolved astounding survival skills such as anti-freeze blood, lounging by hot springs, and even having gender-bender orgies. In this video, we're going to discuss the top 10 ways animals survive the winter. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. But before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10. Provide a fresh source of water for thirsty animals. It may seem cold and wet outside, but wild animals need to drink and bathe just as they would in the hotter months. With thick ice locking away vital moisture, many animals struggle to stay hydrated and alive. One free, simple way you can help animals this winter is by providing a source of clean drinking water every day. Leave out a bird bath or bowl and check on it throughout the day, pouring hot water and melting away the sheets of ice or placing a small floating object such as a ball to help keep an open hole for animals to drink from. Remember to be very careful if attempting to break the ice on a fish pond. Many fish actually survive better by hibernating under the surface of the ice, so you may be better off leaving well alone. Number 9. Green ice cubes. In the winter, when temperatures are cold enough, wood frogs turn into green ice cubes. Ken Story, a professor at Carleton University in Canada who studies freeze tolerance, explains it best. Water outside of the cells is frozen, and it leaves behind really concentrated goop. Inside the cells, there's never ice. All the cells are shrunken down, and what is inside the cell is a huge amount of sugar and a little bit of water left bound to sugar, not ice. But humans also have large amounts of water inside our bodies and even some sugar, so why can't we freeze? If we made as much sugar as a frog does, we'd die. Even if we had enough sugar to slip into a diabetic coma, we'd still need to make 20 times more. In the spring, they have enough glucose left to thaw and look for a mate before insects come back out. Number 8. Winter diet. When food is scarce and the weather is frightful, inactivity rather than activity is the way to go for red deer in Stabai Valley. During the winter season, grasses and dwarf shrubs are covered in snow and nearly inaccessible to northern latitude herbivores. Thus, supplemental winter feeding is provided to deer herds in critical wintering areas by hunters. Primarily nocturnal inactivity, they often rest around during the day and may actively forage during the nights. Staying inactive conserves energy and nutrients. Winter is a stressful time for red deer. Winter sports enthusiasts are strongly recommended to maintain distance and not cause animals to change their behavior. Number 7. American black bears recycle their urine. According to a 2015 paper which states that a hibernating American black bear doesn't eat, drink, defecate, or urinate. For starters, bears use their fat as fuel. In the fall, bears increase their caloric intake to upwards of 20,000 calories a day to build up reserves to burn through while hibernating. Their urine is reabsorbed by the bear's bladder, which allows for the metabolic recycling of waste, water, and ions, thereby obviating the need for eating and drinking, according to the paper. This recycling of urine is likely critical for successful hibernation in bears, the study reads. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Number 6. Animal migration. Some animals head for a better climate during the winter. In the northeastern United States, this usually means going south, but in the western mountains, many animals just go down the mountain to where there's less snow and cold. Migration takes an animal to where the weather will be mild enough to make it easier to find food. Many birds migrate, but not all. Going south means different things to different birds. Our nesting robins go further south, but robins from some parts of Canada come to New York and stay. You will not see them eating worms on lawns. Instead, you will find them out in parks and brushy fields where they can find berries to eat. Number 5. Birds store food in crevices. Many birds, such as the black-capped chickadee, store food in hidden crevices to make sure they have something to eat when food becomes scarce. Black-capped chickadees in particular have a fascinating way of remembering where they hid their food supplies. They grow their brain. According to the Cornell Lab of Ornithology, chickadees have the capacity to grow and shrink the region of their brain responsible for memory and special organization by 30%. This amazing adaptation gives them more than enough memory space to hide enough food to last the winter. When chickadees aren't busy finding and hiding their precious food supplies, they often huddle together in groups called roosts for warmth, while puffing out their feathers to maximize the layers of warm air. Number 4. Keeping warm in air and water. Water has a thermal conductivity around 25 times greater than air when still. With the movement of the water and convection currents, this can be 50 to 100 times greater than air. This means that you lose heat much quicker in water than in air. There is a level called the lower lethal temperature, which is the temperature at which an organism dies. This temperature in water has never been measured for mammals, such as Antarctic seals and whales, because it can't be. Even the coldest water doesn't result in death, meaning that these animals can live indefinitely in the coldest cold water without suffering from hypothermia. Number 3. Checking for life before lightning that fire. During the winter months especially, but all year round, a pile of logs, dead leaves, twigs, dried grasses, and similar natural debris is like a siren call for small creatures. Unfortunately, many people don't consider this when constructing a pile for bonfire night or to simply stay warm and entertain guests on a winter's evening. This results in many animals dying or being gravely wounded as the structures are set alight. Mice, hedgehogs, frogs, newts, snakes, and lizards seek out holes and hideaways to stay warm and concealed during the colder weather, and a pile of the brush makes a perfect home. One simple, free, and the life-changing way you can help animals this winter is to ensure you have checked thoroughly for signs of life before setting fire to any structure. Number 2. Frostbite-proof pads. Thick fur coats and bushy tails of Arctic foxes keep their bodies warm in an obvious way. The former prevents cold from circulating throughout the animal's body, and the latter prevents the critter's feet from turning black from frostbite. To explain countercurrent blood flow, first think of your own feet or hands. Blood from your heart is pumped throughout your body, circulating through the ends of your fingertips and toes, and making its way back to your heart. The cool blood then circulates back through your feet and legs and insides to your heart, eventually cooling your body. But in an Arctic fox, the arteries and veins carrying blood down to the feet and back up to the core are quite close together. So close, in fact, heat from the blood going down jumps over to the blood going back up, warming the returning blood before it has a chance to cool the body's core. Number 1. Winter sleepy time. Hibernation is remarkably efficient during the winter. Marmots burn almost nothing. As the summer begins to end, alpine marmots will gather old stems and grass in their burrows in order to serve as bedding for their impending hibernation, which can take 6 to 9 months. Once the snow melts, marmots eat and eat. Eating is important because they must double their mass during the year to ensure survival through the next winter. Once winter arrives, alpine marmots will huddle next to each other and begin hibernation, a process that lowers their heart rate from 200 beats a minute to 20 beats a minute, and breathing to 2 breaths per minute, which uses up their stored fat supplies slowly and usually allows them to survive the winter. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video. For more interesting videos, you can visit our channel.